ago, in a faraway African village, there was a story that parents told their children at night that spoke of a crown made of pure gold, shining like the sun, but carrying a curse darker than midnight. The crown was said to belong to a great king. He was powerful, but never sanctified. He took land from his people, seized their harvest, and forced young men into endless wars. One night, an old woman from the forest came to his palace. She warned him, King, your greed will destroy you. If you do not change, the crown on your head will turn into your greatest enemy. The king laughed. He said, I was born to wear this crown. No curse can touch me. But the old woman's words were true. That night, when he slept, the crown tight on his head. It grew hotly and heavily, burning his skin. The king carried out, but no one could move it. His guide tried, his servant tried, yet the crown was strong, like it had become part of his flesh. From that day, the king could not rest. When he tried to eat, the crown grew heavily. When he tried to sleep, it burned like fire. The people whispered, the curse has begun. Soon, the kingdom began to fail. Rivers dried, farmland failed, strange disease spread, all because of the curse crown. The king begged the gods, but the gods were silent. Years later, when he finally died, the crown disappeared from his head. No one ever saw where it went. Some say it still hides in the forest, waiting for the next great man who dare to wear it. So, my people, whenever you hear this story, remember power without kindness is dangerous. Greed will always bring a curse. The story of the cursed crown did not end with the great king. No, his death was only the beginning. Many years passed, and the village forgot about the curse. Children played in the fields, women fetched water at the river, and men found the land. Life was peaceful again, but deep in the forest, hidden under an iroko tree, the golden crown was waiting. One day, a poor hunter named Obi was chasing an antelope. The animal ran so fast, and Obi followed until he reached the thickest part of the forest. Tired, he sits under a iroko tree to rest. There, shining through the roots, he saw it, the golden crown. Ha, Obi gasped. The gods have blessed me today. If I take this crown to the king, he will reward me with riches. My children will never suffer again. He lifted the crown, and it glowing as if fire was tapped inside. Obi smiled, but he did not know what he carries. That night, he could not sleep. He kept staring at the crown. The more he looked at the crown, the more it whispered in his ear. A soft voice said, wear me, Obi. You were born for greatness. With me, you can be king. Obi shook his head. No, I'm only a hunter. I cannot wear a crown. But the voice did not stop. All night it spoke, filling his heart with pride and greed. The next morning, Obi walked into the palace. He bowed and gave the crown to King Nana, the ruler of the land. The king's eyes wide open. Where did you find this? In the forest, my lord, Obi answered, I give it to you, for you are the true king. King Nana smiled, you have done well. From today you shall never be poor again. He ordered bags of cowries, goats, and farmland to be given to Obi. But when the king placed the crown on his head, the people gasped. The crown stone too tightly, almost blinded. Some elders whispered among themselves, could this be the cursed crown of old? At first, nothing happened. Days passed, and the king wore the crown proudly. He became more powerful, his voice stronger, his orders sharply, but slowly, very slowly, his heart began to change. The king, Nana, who once shared food with his people, became harsh. He raised tax, seized farmland, and forced young men into endless service. And each night, when he lay down to sleep, the crown grew tightly on his head. He cried in secret, but by morning, he acted like nothing was nothing. The curse had returned. The curse crown. The people of the kingdom began to whisper. They remembered the story their grandfather told, the story of the old great king and how his crown destroyed the land. So elders went to the palace to warn King Nana. Your Majesty, you said, this crown is not ordinary. It carries the curse of greed. Remove it before it is too late. But the king laughed. How can a crown bring curse? This crown is my blessing with it. I will build a stronger kingdom. From that day, no one dared to speak against him. But strange things started to happen. The river that once flowed by clean water turned muddy. Crops died in the farms. Children fell sick with a strange fever. Mothers wept every day. Obi, the hunter, who first found the crown, was troubled. He went to the same iroko tree in the forest to seek answers. There he met the old woman of the forest, the same one who had caused the first king many years ago. Her hair was white like cotton, her eyes sharp like fire. Why do you look for me, hunter? She asked. Obi fell on his knees. Mother, I brought the crown to the king, but now our land suffers. The people blame me. Tell me what must I do? The old man sighed. The crown is not just good, it is a spirit of greed. Once a king wears it, his heart will never know peace. Only a man with a pure heart can destroy it. But such men are rare. Obi said. Then our kingdom is doomed. She shook her hand. Not doomed. If you are ready to sacrifice. Sacrifice, Obi asked. The woman nodded. The crown can only be broken with blood. The blood of the one who first brought it back into the world. You, Obi. Obi's heart beat fast. He thought of his wife, his children, and the charities the king had given him. If he gave his life, who would care for them? The old woman looked into his eyes. You must choose, hunter, your life, or the life of the whole kingdom. Obi returned home with a heavy heart. That night he could not sleep. He heard the cries of children in the village, and he hears the sick men, the weeping of hungry mothers, the weight of guilt pressed on his chest. The next day, he went to a palace. King Nana sat proudly on his throne, the golden crown growing on his head. Your Majesty, Obi said with tears in his eyes, you must remove the crown. The king's eyes turned red with anger. How dare you speak to me like this? I'm king because of this crown. Leave before I have you killed. But Obi did not move. He stepped forward. Then came Mina, but know this, the curse will destroy us all if nothing is done. The king roared. His guide rushed forward, but before they could touch Obi, the crown on the head began to boil bloodily than the sun. King Nana screamed. The pilot shook. The ground creaked open. Obi closed his eyes and whispered, "If my life can save my people, then let it be." Please like my story, comment, and subscribe.